Hi there, I'm Carolyn, trichologist at Absolute. Today we want to talk about laser and hair growth treatments. So these days we're using what we call laser caps, or I call them a laser helmet. So they call it a cap because they put it inside a cap, but essentially it's a dome or a helmet that has the lasers in them. In the past, we used to have more handheld lasers that you would have to sort of move around your head, and the problem with that is you physically had to do it and you couldn't fit as many diodes in it. And what I found is people, they wouldn't conform. They would buy the laser, but they weren't using it as frequently as required to get a result. So I'm finding these laser helmets, this particular one that we're using has 96 diodes. It will only treat the top of the head. So, you know, if we're doing something more for a diffuse all over the head type hair thinning, it doesn't help that. It only sits on the top of the head, so it's really specifically good for the pattern thinning type things, or when people have got a main concern at the top. I do want to point out that laser treatment, laser is energy. Okay, so when you're adding the energy of the laser onto the scalp, it's going to penetrate down to a cellular level, which helps with cellular energy. So on its own, it is not a hair loss treatment. But when you combine it with other types of treatments that may address what we call the underlying cause, you can get a really good result. So for this particular picture we're showing you today, you can see this is a 4-month time frame before and after. We use the laser helmet on the top of the head, but what she had was a disturbed hair cycle from an underlying thyroid problem that was trying to be addressed, but we were really struggling with her specialist to get it balanced. But she also had female pattern hair thinning, so we had a current diffuse hair loss problem, we had broken down hair cycle plus pattern thinning. So we were battling a lot of problems, and there was a lot of medication that was stopping, starting, changing, and what have you. So we were really disturbed. So that's why we use the laser on top of her topical treatment regime. Of course, we checked her blood test. We found that there was some lows and she was under a lot of stress. So I really like to use the laser when I feel like we have to throw everything at it, but never do I use laser as a standalone treatment, but we may just do some really basic treatments and add laser as well. So we always will talk about laser energy because it's a natural hair loss treatment. It's something that's done at home, okay? So you would need to use the laser 3 times a week for 30 minutes to be effective. So it is a really good option, but it doesn't replace getting a correct diagnosis. So laser's been around for a long time. It's proven itself. The spectrum that we're looking for of light, if you're looking to buy your own laser, is at minimum 600, so we're doing 650 nanometers, and sometimes you can go up to 690. You don't want to go much higher than that, otherwise it's not a healing type laser. It can do the opposite. Okay, so if you've got any questions about laser or your own hair loss, hair thinning, or scalp concerns, as always, you can drop me an email. It's info@absolute.com.au.